Alright, YouTube, welcome to a roller coaster Tycoon World early access review, and we'll do a let's play on it as well. This is early access, so you have to remember that when you're talking about this game. It is not finished. You don't have a lot of the content in here, so you have to just remember that if you're gonna play it now. So, with that being said, there are a few bugs in here. First things first, I would go to options. I'll go to graphics and I would turn off shadows and I would turn off reflections. It's been very hard to get this game to run smooth, and I've got a very good computer to run smooth once you get beyond just a few people. And then on the camera settings here, autofocus camera when creating coasters, I would uncheck that. Here's why. Every time you click a piece, the camera just goes higher, 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 and you're constantly having to go back in. It really is a pain, and I would also uncheck auto zoom out camera if object is too large. Both of those are checked by default. I found that to be an absolute terrible way to build coasters and stuff. If you check those off, it makes things much easier. So there's several different ways you can play right now. Again, it's not completely done, so there's be more stuff in the road, and they are making patches. They are working on issues. The graphics have already improved, and some other things. So they're making strides. And like I said, it's not done, so they're working on it. You have campaigns you can do. This is the whole standard start small, grow bigger type thing. You've got Frolicking Forest, Capering Canyon, which is your desert one, and the Luminous Isle, which is a bunch of land with some water mixed in between. It's not really islands per se. There are some little islands in there, but when I went into it, I was thinking, okay, on an island surrounded by water. It's not that at all. But anyways, it's good. It's a nice place to play. You can also do scenarios, Winding Wilds. I haven't done any of these. Take a successful park higher. I am going to try some of these. I like doing scenarios, and these. They're kind of fun. And then of course you have the standard sandbox mode, and you can load game. Now, a lot of people like Roller Coaster Tycoon because of it being through Steam. It's going to have the content manager, or all the workshop, right, on Steam. Now, here's the thing: if you want to play your things, or in other words, if you go to Steam Workshop and you click subscribe, a lot of times you're not going to find them in here. These are blueprints, in other words, roller coasters. These are maps, custom maps that people have made. And you need to click on My Community. Now, if you have content, it'll show it here. But when you click on My Community, it will bring up these parks and things like that. You can go visit them and look at them and maybe get inspired or whatever. But this is UGC, or User Generated Content. This is where you can go in and find your stuff. Now, it's much more difficult to find it here and to then get it in game, because you get this. You can only see 1.5 at a time. You can't expand this thing. So if the developers are listening, we need to be able to expand this and make it bigger. And then you could go look at activity, what you've done, this, that, and the other. So there's all kinds of different things you can look at here. Media, you can watch people, you can view what they've done. So you can look at your content, what you've done, so forth, so on. All right. So, and then of course you can load your game or resume the last game you played. Now, I can't resume the last game I played because this is one of the issues I'm running into with this game. Even though it is good, and I'm hoping they'll continue to optimize it. Once I hit a certain size, it just locks up my whole computer. I can't go to Task Manager. I can't do anything, and it will literally lock up everything. So I have a problem with it getting beyond a certain point right now, but we are working on it. That's why I think for Let's Play, when I play it and show you, I think I'll do maybe some of these scenarios and hope to keep, I don't know, maybe try and keep it from crashing. I've turned everything down that I can turn down without it looking terrible, and I don't really think it's a graphics issue. I have a great graphics card, and I have DirectX, and I have everything you're supposed to have. I think what we're running into is it just eats up. It gets to a point where I can window out. I run it in window mode just so I can watch what it's doing, and it begins to use 40, 50, 60, 80% of my CPU, and then it just continues to grow. and the amount of memory it needs, it's massive. And when you're talking about lights and shading, and it really becomes a really laggy, about the point of 10 rides, and with all your stalls and paths and stuff, it gets almost unplayable at that point. And true to form, in all 4 maps that I've tried so far, just trying to get the hang of the game, at the 10 ride or so mark, it just locks up the whole game, and that's it. It doesn't. I haven't been able to get past that point. It just completely locks up my whole computer, and I have to do a hard reboot on my computer. There's no other way to get it out. It just sits in that loop. And there are many times in the game where I'll click on something, and it'll take, like, say I want to place a merry-go-round, right? It'll get laggy, and I'll go to place the merry-go-round, and I'll click on the ride, and I'll show you here in a minute. I'll click it and say, okay, I want to place this item. And when I go to click the merry-go-round itself, it'll take 4 or 5, even 10 minutes of the whole game locked up, because it has to load that item, and it's trying to load that item on top of everything else it's doing, and then finally, and you're just about the point where you're going to turn off your computer. And the first couple times I did, but then I said, okay, I'll wait and see, and it'll suddenly, all of a sudden, poof, it'll start working again, and there's the merry-go-round. And each time you click a ride to place it, if you haven't done it before in that scenario or that game yet, it has a tendency to do that too. Now, again, some of these are the bad things. I'm not saying that it's the end of the world or the worst thing. They are working on it, and again, early access. You have to stress this. If you are playing it now, you're agreeing to these things. You're basically beta in the game for them, and you're paying to do the beta for them. It's the new modern way to make games. You get people to pay you to do the beta instead of doing free beta like we used to do back in the old days. So, give us a little drink of coffee here. What are the goods and the bads? The pros and the cons. The what makes this game fun? Well, it's Roller Coaster Tycoon. If you've played Roller Coaster Tycoon, let's load this one up here. Let's say that, okay, we'll start the scenario. It's Roller Coaster Tycoon. If you've played the series at all, you're familiar with it, so you know what to expect. In my opinion, it's the exact same game we played however long ago it was that the last one came out. Nothing has changed, just the graphics are updated. Everything's exactly the same. You put food stalls down the same way you did before. And for me, that's a good thing and a bad thing. I'm hoping the developers have something better planned for these food stalls than just random things stuck out in the middle of nowhere. I want the ability to make custom food stalls. I want the ability to have just a storefront that I could maybe build like a big eatery and put several food stalls inside of that big building. But again, all those things hopefully will come, and then you have the user-generated stuff as well. But I want a lot more customization. What are the other good things? The graphics are nice. They're not the best in the world, but for this game, you don't want them to be the best in the world. I think the cartoony-ish look is good, and I do like that. What else is going on? The good stuff. I enjoy the scale of the rides. I think they look good. I think the roller coasters are almost too big as compared to the rest of the stuff. And I understand it's Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I get it, but it seems like sometimes the roller coasters just seem so big compared to how big everything else is. When you think about going to a real theme park, you have your roller coasters off in the sections, and they're a big attraction, but there's other stuff that is really big. I also would like, instead of just rides, shows. I would like, I know you saw, I don't know if you noticed that, but for like about a minute and a half there, it was not responding at all. It just completely froze. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Yep, I got to look at the objectives. I get it. I'm going to pause this here. So, anyway, sometimes the roller coasters can seem really big. Now this one here doesn't seem too bad, but that's a very small roller coaster. This one isn't horrible, you know. So this is not bad at all. And this park's not horrible, as you can see. With the shadows turned off and reflections turned off, it's already running better. That is for sure. And you can see some of the little tears and graphics glitches. I'm sure they're going to continue to work on that. But this is a nice little park. It's a good looking little thing here that we can work on, and we'll read all that in just a second. But the other pros would be that it does look nice, as you can see from a distance. It scrolls pretty nice, you know, when it's paused. You can drop down in here, really get a good bird's eye or close-up look at what's going on in your world and see what your park is doing. You can see here they run, and I can already tell you this park's going to run into huge trouble because these are small or medium paths, and these actually, I think these are actually small paths, and immediately they're going to complain that the paths are too small, and I mean they start that right off the bat. So other pros, graphically, I mean you have some of these presets. These are presets right here. Each of these little squares, you have some of these in here. Let's see if I can remember where they're at. I don't think it's, yeah, it's under specialty, and you have these that you can place, and they're preset. Then you can connect paths to them. I like that. Those are pretty nice, I have to admit. I do like those. This is where your user generator content would be. So if you've downloaded stuff from the workshop, this is where you're going to find it. You're not going to find it in these other ones. You're going to have to find it underneath this bulb here. My one problem right now is that user generated content doesn't cost anything, so you can build quite an expansive park with $0. Negatives: the lag. It locks up really bad. I've experienced it non-stop, and every single park I've created, like I said, has been a non-stop disaster. And where did they get that one from? I haven't seen that building. Where did they get that building from? I guess there's buildings I haven't unlocked. I don't know. That's weird. I haven't seen that building. What is that building? Caso, Mexico? I haven't seen that building. Or this building. Where did they get those from? Sweet Sunday. Because, see, I can place food, but I haven't been able to place anything like that. I mean, that's a big old sushi place, but what does my sushi places look like? As you can see, nothing like that. Interesting. Log cabin restaurant. Oh, there's some different stuff being unlocked all of a sudden. Maybe just for this scenario. Look at there. Anyways, so where was that? Oh, the cons. It lags really bad sometimes. I'm not going to kid you at all. I expect that to be fixed. I expect that to get better. That's a matter of optimization. There is only one entryway right now, so you're stuck with this one. Second con I don't like. Look at the amount of supports for this roller coaster. It's too many. When you look at modern roller coasters, they don't have that much stuff. I mean, it's just overwhelming, the amount of supports. This one here actually doesn't look horrible, but again, it's too many supports. So they need to kind of adjust that a little bit. Some of the rides are so generic. It's the same stuff we had before. I'd say that's a huge con for me. If you played the last Roller Coaster Tycoon, then you've seen every one of these rides, and you've placed every one of these rides until you're just sick of seeing them. Where are some newer rides? I mean, the big Ferris wheel, all this stuff, it's exactly the same. Helter Skelter. Nothing's changed. Where are the new modern things? I don't know. Maybe that's going to come down the road. Maybe they're working on it. Maybe it was easy to put this stuff in there because they've done it before. I don't know. But if the only generic flat rides we're going to get are the exact same things we've had before, and then introduce the paddle boats and all that stuff again, my goodness, then why buy this game? Why do I need to buy this when I can just play the other one? For graphics? I mean, I don't know. The competition is going to blow you away on that. So if Roller Coaster Tycoon wants to keep up, they're going to have to come out with some. I mean, this looks. Tell me you haven't seen this exact thing before, other than this cartoon character up here. Everything looks the same. It's just a little bit more graphically intense now. But there's the bucking bulls. What looks different? Nothing. I mean, it's a little bit different in graphics wise, as far as the boxes and the ins and outs and stuff. But the ribbons, everything is the same. See? Everything. Give us different rides. I mean, for crying out loud, you have an entire art department working on this stuff. Come up with something different. What looks different here? Nothing. It's just a little prettier than the one I played in the last version of your game. And you know, if you're going to be paying money for this, then we'd like something better, right? I mean, that's my opinion. And again, with this entertainer stall 2 and all this stuff, I understand you can rename all this stuff, but I don't know. For me, that's a pretty big con right now. Nothing has really changed. What a weird place to put a haunted house in the middle of just Candyland and Ferris wheel. So anyways, let's we'll run this just as a short thing here. This is a review. That's some of my cons, some of my pros. Now, say, well, buy it or not buy it. I'd say if you're a hardcore roller coaster tycoon person, you love the series, you're addicted to the series, buy it. It's early access. It's only going to get better, we're assuming, and you know, go with the ride and give feedback and let the developers know, you know, the goods and the bads, and point out bugs and things of that nature. By all means. If you're not, maybe you're looking at some of the other tycoons that are coming out. I'll use that word, simulators that are coming out soon about parks and roller coasters and so forth. And you're on the fence and you're not sure. I'd say hold off right now. Give it a chance. Give them a chance to work on a few things. Give them a chance to polish it up. See if they put new stuff in. See if they fix the computer issue, because the competition, the #1 competition, is coming out later on this year. In their alpha stage, which is they have right now, which you can get for around $70 or so, early access, doesn't lag. It runs great. They have a few issues here and there, but overall optimization is about 5,000% better than what we got going on here. So, and I've always had this problem with roller coaster tycoon games. A huge park was sometimes nearly impossible to run. So I'm really hoping that they can optimize this. I don't know what causes it in their games, but I'm really hoping that they can optimize this, get it running smooth, because they have a great product. They really do. I mean, granted, a lot of this stuff is exactly the same as what I've played with before, but they have a great product. It's something we're all very familiar with, and a lot of people will buy this just on familiarity alone. But if they can't play it, then you know you're just not presenting a good product to the community. So we're really hoping that I'm really hoping they can fix that, because with the user-generated content, this game could be awesome. Now, granted, the competition is touting that they'll have their own version of that as well, and I don't doubt that. But this game has a history, and people will buy it just based on that history. So work on the optimization. Look, guys, even over the rides, over content, you've got to optimize this game where it will run. Let's hit play and just see how much it slows down. And it's doing okay right now, but you can already see I can feel already in my mouse movement how it's getting stiffer. It's taking a second to respond. So what was smooth scrolling is getting slower and slower and slower, and it'll keep doing that. It'll just keep getting slower and slower and slower and slower and slower. And that's the hard part. That's where it just gets so frustrating, and it just drives me nuts, because you want to play it, you want to have fun with it, you want to just enjoy the game, and it just gets where you can't play it. The other thing too is you can tell this is not done yet, because usually there's so many more options in here, like you can up the entry price and click on the all rides are free type stuff that they've done in the past. It's pretty good. I mean, you can tell they're going to put a lot into it. Here you see your general park rating, your overall attraction variety, that's nice, park beauty, guest satisfaction, ride quality. Here you got a different chart on your park value, your ride value, your shop value, and your company value. Here you can see, look at guests and parks by age. So right now, adults obviously would be my #1, and then teenagers, and I don't have a whole lot of kids. And park thoughts, and you can just scroll through and see what people are saying about the park. Oh yeah, the other con I would say, guests get sick too quick. They're throwing up all over the park. It's ridiculous. There's just throw up everywhere. even over the simplest little rides, you know, it's making everybody sick. That needs to be toned down. Give us a chance to edit that. That'd be great. Heat maps. I don't know what that is. I haven't even seen that yet. Interesting. Park income. Oh, okay. So you can look at what's hot, what's generating you the money. So this is generating the money. And you can look at areas and fix it, which is pretty darn cool. You can look at coasters only. That coaster's not doing very well. Flat rides only. That ride's doing well. So you can see what's working, what's not working. And I like that. You can look at theme concentration. General only, adventure, western, and sci-fi. And here you can see some western stuff over here. So I liked some of the stuff that they're doing on this end. It's nice. Here you see finance overview. You can see your revenue. You can see at a glance all your breakdown. Here you can see by activity. You can look at the complete breakdown. Finances by even theme, which is nice. By attraction. I mean, you could look at, okay, so what are my junior rides doing? Helter Skelter, Hayride, and Banana Tycoon. What are they doing? What are my family rides doing? What are my thrill rides doing? And then what are my roller coasters doing? And then you could look at each individual 4 Gals Burger, so forth, so on. What are they doing? And are they generating money? So forth, so on. And you can look at your full-blown restaurants. Are they generating money? Etc. Etc. Look at your bathrooms. I hope you're not charging people to go to the bathroom, but I guess you could. And then you got statistics. You could look at your general park revenue. You can look at your average number. Revenue per peep, so $3.74, $3.88, and it's real time, which is nice. Park ticket revenue, so that's nice. And then you can look at your revenue per ride per peep. So wooden coaster, 192. Hyper Dash, you can just see a quick breakdown, which is it's nice. It gives you a lot of stuff. And then you can look at taking loans, and you can take out your general ads that you've used, campaigns for junior, thrill, roller coaster, adventure, science fiction, and or western. Put a new roller coaster in, run a couple, run ads for a couple months, and your people will go up. One thing a lot of people have been saying about peeps in the content or in the forums and stuff and on YouTube is that they notice that their count goes way up and everything looks good for a little bit, and then it just suddenly drops, and they're not sure why. I'm not sure either. I have noticed though that if I see a drastic drop, if I build even one ride, it seems to go back up, and it mainly seems to happen after I load a map. So it seems interesting to me that if it just sits stale, your peeps have a tendency to not come back as often, I guess. I don't know if that's really a built-in feature or a bug. I'm not 100% sure. A lot of people are saying it is a bug. It could be a push to continue to have you build new stuff. I don't know. But here you see some of the stuff you get. Congratulations, first visitor, 1,000, 10,000. If your park is very dark, I don't think it's very dark. They seem to think so. And I like how you see the parking lot and all that stuff now, and you got the entryway, and they walk up. This is all pretty cool, and you can see how big your park can be. I mean, you can expand out and buy all this stuff over here if you had the money, and so that's pretty cool. It could be very big, that's for sure. You see here, we scroll down here, they're loving some of the rides. You see the queue line here, built right into that. Plus, he's got the queue line out here, wrapping around and going over there. And they're liking this wooden roller coaster. So how about let's take a ride on the roller coaster and see what we can see. Where's my ride option? All of a sudden now I can't see it. Interesting. Weird. I want to ride it. How come it won't let me ride it? I was doing it before. Where'd it go? Oh, so you can go through and you can adjust everything like normal. This will give you your, excitement, your intensity, nausea, your safety, which is cool. I like that. Oh, there's my ride camera. Where did it go? Let's ride here. You can shift your cameras around and stuff. All right, good old-fashioned roller coaster. have to admit, one of the pros, the sounds are good. The rides sound heavy, got kind of a heavy feel to them. I think they did a good job on that. All right, here we go. This is a very gentle roller coaster here. This is one I could ride in real life. Oh, I like that bank. This is probably one I could definitely ride. This is really smooth. And the cool thing about this is, and one thing I do like is, you can download blueprints of roller coasters that other people created. Some people are going to spend nothing but the unlimited money in the sandbox mode to just make roller coasters. Well, that's a great deal. And then you could go get their blueprints and install them in your parks. I like that part. That is celebrating on it. Keep it moving too fast. And voila, we're back in the station. I don't know that I'd pay to get on that ride. I'm just saying. Maybe not. So, hey, look here. People getting off. Look at this. You saw how gentle that ride was, and look. Yeah. And the Ferris wheel, is it working? Yeah, it's working, okay. It's like nobody on the thing. A little strange. And we could take a ride on this coaster here. Anybody lined up to go in? Yep, they're about to take off. That's right. This looks like a drop coaster, right? You see the graphics? I mean, they're nice. Turn off shadows. I would do it. Are you gonna miss them? I don't know. I don't miss them. Here we go, right up to the top. Good, you can get back into the car. So, alright. Just along with the chain. Good view of the parking lot. Freeway coming in, all that stuff. Tunnel going off into the wilds. Alright, here we go. It's a drop coaster. Oh boy. Look at all the puke down there. Look at all the puke. Yeah, man. That's a fun little coaster. Reminds me of the Sheikra a little bit down in Hampton. Big sweeping wide curve. Whoa! I like that. Oh, that's a good coaster. Nice. Alright. Now we'll ride the other one. There you see one of our characters was in there. And let's ride this one. Is it about ready? Looks like it's about ready. Are they in there? Nope, they're riding right now. Oh, is it stuck? The roller coaster's stuck. It looks like, yep, it's stuck. It broke. Oh god. Well, I guess that one's not generating any money. So let's ride this. They're up there. Let's go take a look at it. That's a nice view, huh? One thing you can't do is you can't adjust the camera to look around. While you're up here, like I can't grab the mouse. Oh, there I can. Okay, no, I hit a mouse button. Shut up. Nice view of your park. That's cool for a broken roller coaster. All the way up to the very tippy top up here. Looking around. If you got fireworks and stuff going off, which of course they don't have yet. If you had them. This looks very unsafe. No restraints. I don't know if I'd ride this one. But it looks nice. Nice view. Get out of there. So there you have it. That's my pros and cons. You're going to have fun with it. You're going to enjoy it. And I'm going to put up a Let's Play. I think I will do a sandbox and see what we can do and have fun with it. I won't do it for any money, but we'll have fun. So anyways, gotta make a decision. And I'd say it's a good quality game. It's solid. And I look forward to the improvements. We'll see what they can do. And we'll see what happens in the future as it continues to grow and look forward to a lot of Alright, well thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Let us know what you think about this game. Are you experiencing difficulties? I'm not. Or some of the things that I'm experiencing you're not. Give me feedback and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.